So very good afternoon for every one of you who joined the section today, right? So good afternoon, I'm Eric from LOCUS-T. So I will be the speaker today to talk about how to drive business through digital marketing during the pandemic. Okay, so before I start, I will do some short introduction about myself. Okay, so I'm in the industry for the past 8 years. So basically, for my background, I'm actually from a sales background for become a digital consultant, digital marketing consultant, which consulting my prospect, my clients on digital marketing, right? Then since last year, I've been transferred to marketing department, and in this year, I've been taking over another department, which is CRM department of my company, which actually handling on client servicing and project management and so on, right? So today I will be doing sharing about whatever experience that I have in the digital marketing industry itself, and of course throughout the perspective that when I'm dealing with my clients, right, what is the difficulty that usually they are facing, and some tips for all of you who join today, right? How can actually using digital marketing to help your business to grow further during this pandemic. All right. Okay. So before I start, we'll do some short introduction about LOCUS-T, right? So LOCUS-T already 22 years in the market, in Malaysia market. So what we do, basically, we are actually focusing on digital marketing. So in digital marketing, we actually provide service like SEO, we call it search engine optimization. We also do Google ads, we do Facebook ads, right? So at the same time, our company actually start in doing web development, and recent years since last year's pandemic we already starting to provide to build e-commerce website as well, right? So on top of that, right, on top of digital marketing and web development or e-commerce, we also work with some partner that good in certain solution that can support the success of digital marketing, which is something like videography, photography, rebranding, social media management, influencer marketing, and so on, right? Throughout the 22 years, we serve more than 6,000 different clients, right? So for our client base, 70% of our clients from SME, right? So if you are happen to from SME itself, or you are very new to digital marketing, this section or we are whatever we talk is designed or focused to help SME to be success or to be growth using digital marketing. Okay, so for partnering wise, we are actually premier partner of Google, right? Premier Google partner, and we are also a Facebook business partner in Malaysia. And on top of whatever service that we have, one thing that we are very strong or we are very good with is search marketing, right? Search engine marketing. So we are the A plus M search marketing agency of the year in 2016 and 2017. Okay. Okay, so we go to the topic today. So welcome to the section which is 100 Go Digital Coaching Webinar. So it's an initiative from MDEC, and we are one of the chosen partner from MDEC to work together to conduct this coaching webinar and one-to-one workshop to SME who needs help or who need more attention. Okay, so there is some objective that we want to achieve by this webinar. Okay, so number one, the first objective will be understand the benefits of digital marketing to your business. Second, basic knowledge to know which digital marketing solution is suitable for your business. Okay, so in this webinar itself, basically you all will understand or get some takeaway from these two main objectives. So before I start, there will be some important notice to announce. Okay, so this is not a program to teach you how to run digital marketing by yourself, but we want you to focus on your product, your service, and sales and marketing for your business. And we bring you quality traffic and inquiry via digital marketing. Second, digital marketing is not a magic. It would not make your company make profit overnight, right? This is very important because we do see that, let's say you are on Facebook or Instagram, you always tend to see some posts that promoting how you can get 5 figure over 1 month and so on. So based on my experience, this less likely will be happen unless you are very good or you are ready on all aspect, right? However, what we can assure you on your digital marketing campaign shall improve from time to time to achieve your ideal goal that you want. Okay, so this is the notice that everyone should know by going through the section today. So we shall start. Okay, so first, how to drive business through digital marketing during this pandemic. I think this is a very good topic where most of the businesses who want to know if you are still not into digital marketing yet, right? So of course, those businesses who already adapt to digital marketing before the pandemic itself, what they would do actually just doing some adjustment on their strategy and so on. And some of the industry you all may not able to operate, and some industry that would become a essential industry and you still able to operate, but if you do not have any digital preference, maybe you'll be affected by uh, previously people been walking in, but due to the pandemic itself, people have changed their behavior and so on, and all of them they will still able to access to uh, online or we say digital world, right? So this today workshop will be focusing on letting you all know how you all can uh, overcome all this and to find some new solution. Okay, so from time to time we will release some question for you all to answer, right? So today's section, if you all have any question during the section, feel free to post or ask question in the chat box, right? I will try my best to answer all the question that you all have. So I hope that this will be a two-way communication instead of just myself talking. So if you all would like to speak using speak directly, you all can request and talk during the chat. I and my assistant will actually help to enable you to speak by voice. All right. Okay. So let's start. Okay, so first, I think as a business owner who want to tackle, or you are marketing manager or you are marketing executive over here today, uh, if this is the role that you are having to tackle into digital marketing, right? This is the four step you all can follow, right? But of course, I will do very detailed explanation on these four steps. Okay, first, we need to know how. Second, we need to know where. And third, we need to know what. And last but not least, when you equip with one, two, three, and it's time for you to close the sales. Okay, so what is know how, know where, and know what? So let's go one by one. So first, we go to know how. Okay, what know-how? This is the full title. Know how to calculate your advertising cost and return on investment. I think this is one of the most important thing whenever you all venture into digital marketing, right? Most of you all might want to know, okay, when I invest this much of money into digital marketing, what is the possibility that I can get back and so on, right? So this is very important to have a basic knowledge how you all can make decision correctly based on the know-how to calculate your advertising cost and of course the return on investment. Okay, let's start. Okay, so first, this is I gather some of the question that we always been asked from businesses. Okay, top question always asked by businesses. I got no budget, right? Because digital marketing is expensive, right? So, but my answer is always if it's an expenses when you do not know how to measure your return on investment, right? So it will be an investment when you know how to forecast the return on investment. And of course, one of the things that I always like to suggest to my client and so on is you need to manage the risk, right? So before you start into digital marketing, you will actually get a lot of data for you to support or to forecast that what is the possible result that we actually could get. Then from there, you actually can know is that something that you will able to accept or not. If you think that the risk is too high, then of course you can choose not to go for it. But if you see that it's a fair risk where you can take, if you able to success, then basically is an opportunity for you to open up a new market for you. Second, I'm a business owner. I'm not a digital marketer. Why should I need to understand all these things? Because the thing that I mentioned, I will be telling you all later on, will be something like, let's say, digital marketing mechanism, or some of the measurement, or some of the metrics that usually, if you are not into digital marketing, you will not know about that. Okay. So first, I will always say is don't give excuse that for learning new thing, right? So every business owner or marketing manager need to understand this in order to make a better decision on your marketing activity, what to do, right? Or even to allocate where your budget going to spend. All right. So let's start. Okay, so first of all, so I will go very detailed because I'm afraid I'm not sure. Maybe some of y'all might be doing running digital marketing before, and some of y'all maybe y'all do not run before, right? So from here, I will go from very basic to more advanced from time to time. So if you all felt that the explanation you still don't understand, feel free to type in the chat. Okay, so first, this is the most basic one, cost per click. Okay, we always call it CPC. So cost per click is one of the most uh, the most common way of charging method on digital marketing. Okay, so the cost you're going to pay when someone click on your ad. So if you are doing traditional marketing like newspaper, radio ad buy, magazine, or so on, right? Okay, the cost that you actually pay is per insertion or per placement and so on. But on digital world, right, one of the most traditional or one of the most common one would be cost per click. So which means you only need to pay when people click on your ads or respond to your ads, right? I see some comment over here. Has no already been running Facebook ads and Google ads, great, and muda.com also, great, great. Okay, so this might be very basic to you. So next we will have cost per thousand, or we call it CPM. Okay, so cost per thousand, which means how it actually charge you per thousand times. So it will actually charge for a fee for every thousand times your ads appear. So when do CPM being used? Always been used in Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and so on. For last time, for Facebook, actually, they are still using for CPC model, but throughout the years, they have been evolved a lot, and majority of time, we are actually running the CPM for all the while. Right, Jackie, I see some comment from you. Fix a place because I'm moving from time to time. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Sorry about that. I will try to fix as a place because sometimes it actually will block the text. I try to put at the corner. All right. Okay, so CPM is very often to use in Facebook ads. Okay, next we have conversion rate. Okay, conversion rate. So what does conversion rate, when you're running digital marketing, conversion rate is something which means you want to track what is the percentage of the success, or is your digital marketing running successfully or not. So from here, what is the formula is the desired action. So the desired action can be they fill up inquiry form, so you will receive the inquiry from your prospect, or people click WhatsApp, or people click a call to call you directly. Okay, and then divide by the total clicks. Okay, divide by the total clicks and times by 100. So example, how the formula will be, okay, you receive a 5 inquiry from your digital marketing campaign. Okay, so you actually get 100 clicks from here, right? So 5 divide by 100 and times 100, so which means your conversion rate will be 5%. Okay, so when you know the conversion rate, then you actually can compare with the industrial benchmark or your other industry player that they are running as, to measure that are you actually getting good conversion rate, or you want to take this as an indicator to check that on because of I'm getting this amount of conversion rate, maybe I'm not really doing well. So most of the time when I doing consulting, right? So 1% conversion rate would be something to good for a start, right? Good for a start with a 1%. So 1%, I usually set it as a worst case scenario, which means if you happen that your campaign run below 1% conversion rate, which means your performance might not running on the right track. Okay, but based on our experience, usually conversion rate can go from in between for average lah. 3 to 5% is not a problem for most of the industry. Okay, so conversion rate is something that important to measure and to know. Okay, so this is formula. So we go next. So after you know conversion rate, the next thing that you need to know is cost per lead. Okay, cost per lead, or we call it cost per inquiry and so on, depend on how you actually want to measure. So how to calculate cost per lead is, let's say during a month itself, you spend a total of 250 ringgit, okay, for sure. So let's say this cost per click is 2 ringgit 50 cents. So you get 100 clicks. So basically you spend 250 ringgit. So from the 250 ringgit, you divide by 5 inquiry that you receive, which means your cost per lead or cost per inquiry will be 50 ringgit. Okay, so now you know to get an inquiry or to get a lead, you actually need to spend 50 ringgit after you are running digital marketing campaign. But of course, if you already know how to calculate all these things at very beginning, when you divide, let's say I use 1% to do a forecast to see with this money spent, how much clicks that I can get and how much inquiry that I can get. Then from there, you actually can know that, okay, if based on worst case scenario, my cost per lead calculated or forecast is 100 ringgit, but your ideal one actually you only want to pay at a lower cost. So from here, you can make a decision, but you not buta to make a decision where, okay, I want 25 ringgit or 50 ringgit or 60 ringgit. And end of the day is actually based on individual margin of your product or your services, based on your industry or based on interest, based on uh, your business itself. Okay, so next we go to sales conversion rate. So after you know how to calculate cost per conversion, you know how to calculate conversion rate, right? So now it go into the end goal where it would eventually decide how what is the possibility that you want to set, what kind of cost per lead and so on. So at cost per sales conversion rate, you actually can calculate, take the number of inquiry sales divide by number of inquiry and times 100. So from here you will see you totally get receive 5 inquiry and 2 of them actually convert into sales. So with this, your conversion rate is actually 40%. So from here, so how to go backward is, let's say you know you can get 2 sales from here, or you can get what is your conversion rate. So from here you actually can go backward. Let's say 2 sales, then you can calculate 1 sales actually generate how much revenue for your business. Okay, then from there, of course, you will actually know that, okay, with this revenue generated, is it able to cover my advertising fee on digital marketing or not? Then from there you can do a lot of backward to calculate, okay, if you know my margin will be 1,000 per confirmed sales, but out of the 1,000 you wouldn't be spending everything based on marketing. Of maybe you will say, okay, I only willing to spend 200 ringgit for cost per sales. Okay, so from here it's easier for you all to manage or to decide how much you actually want to spend on digital marketing, or is it good to go or not. Okay, this is very important. So how to calculate cost per sales? Basically, just take the total advertising cost and divide by the number of sales that you close. So in this case, it's 2, right? So which mean you are getting the total advertising cost, let's say is 500 ringgit that you spend. So you get 2 sales, then you divide by 2, that will be 250 ringgit. So cost per sales will be 250. So make sure to measure all these things so that you all can manage your planning well. Okay, but of course, like I mentioned just now, different industry may have different kind of situation. If today you are running a e-commerce store, right, which means your margin will much more lower. If you are in FMCG industry, your margin will be lower. So in this case, how do I calculate cost per sales and so on? So next, which means we also need to look on how to, if let's say you felt that, okay, if I just sell one product, my profit may just very little. So in this case, you might see, can I sell more product or sell more service at once to my client or customer or not? Okay, so from here, you might need to set different strategy. Okay, maybe during the sales pitch to your client, or the selling process with the client, you need to see how to bundle up to let your customer or your client to buy more per sales. Okay, so this is sales per order is also something that you all can measure, especially you are doing FMCG industry or you are doing e-commerce store, right? So maybe you just bring in one cost per sales cost you for 20 ringgit, but eventually the product you sell is only 30 ringgit. So obviously you are making a loss. So from here, you can actually do one more measurement, which is lifetime value. Okay, so especially if you are doing e-commerce or you are doing in a business where have a lot of recurrent business, so lifetime value is something that shall consider on. So for the lifetime value, right, is the estimate of the average revenue that a customer or client will generate throughout their lifespan with a time frame as a customer or client. So example, let's say if I'm running a B2B subscription business, so I might have a data that, okay, based on my existing database, right, my client averagely spend 3 years with me, will renew for average 3 years. So from here, you actually can calculate directly, okay, if 3 years they going to give me this revenue, then when you are setting up the cost per conversion or cost per lead itself, right, is more reasonable for you to set to or to get a higher rate where you can actually to increase your cost per lead, right? If not, you're actually expecting I only willing to spend 20 ringgit cost per lead because I only calculate based on the first year revenue. But if you're able to calculate based on lifetime value, it's actually easiest for you all to focus to set a reasonable target to get cost per lead or cost per sales and so on. So from here, rather you all should spend time on, okay, how should I increase the lifespan of my client? Maybe I launch something new, or maybe I get some better service for them, or maybe I add in some value added service to see how I can prolong from 3 years to 4 years and 5 years and so on. Okay, so this one, every e-commerce business should look on this. So for example, on e-commerce, you all can take a look on how those big boys like Lazada, Shopee, right? You all might be wonder how come they are selling so at the always at the low price and so many subsidies, right? Why do they actually still keep doing this? Because in their calculation, they already have a forecast for every shopper, or to categorize how many type of shopper that they have. Then from there, they actually calculate per how much I need to spend to acquire per new sales, new customer per new sales to coming in. And from there, after your new sales, they are very confident that they will use other kind of tactics to get you back to keep buying with their marketplace again and again, right? So this is some of the example. And next, average closing cycle. Okay, this is also very important, as in if today you are running a B2B business, your average closing cycle would be much more longer compared to a B2C industry, right? Some B2C industry, for example, let's say you are running a F&B store. Okay, F&B store, the closing cycle is pretty short. Some of them can even convert within a few minutes to an hour. Okay, but if you are running a B2B business, let's say you are a manufacturer, right? Majority of your leads, people coming in is talking about trying sample or trying to buy in bulk. So they will discuss, they will negotiate, they will check whatever qualification you have. So some B2B business, they may take up to 1 year to 2 year to close a sales. So from here, you all need to measure or to let your agency know that what is my average closing cycle, so that we can actually suggest the suitable solution, digital marketing solution for you all. Okay, later I will explain a little bit more on this one. Okay, so these all of them will be some the overall summary of what I've been covered just now, from cost per click to cost per thousand to conversion rate, cost per lead, sales conversion rate, cost per sales or cost per acquisition, or average revenue per sales, lifetime value, and average closing cycle. Okay, so this would be the basic thing. Let's say you are now a business owner, and you would if you say if my marketing manager they are previously not handling on digital marketing, and now you need to them to learn about this. So this will be all of the basic thing that they actually should know or should understand on this, so that they can actually help you to analyze better. Okay, so we go next. Okay, so here we also some question to ask you all, right? So second no, okay, second no is know where to target your potential client. Okay, so just now you already know how to calculate your advertising cost or calculate your return on investment. So the second know you need to be is know where to target your potential client or potential customer. Okay, I think this is also one of the question that been people always ask online and ask on Facebook and so on, is like, okay, whether my business is suitable for Facebook or not, or whether my business is suitable for TikTok or not, or whether my business is relevant to Google or not. No people will search or so on. Okay, so now I will go through with a simple digital marketing outline for you all to understand what all of this. Okay, so when it comes to digital marketing, we always separate it to two different entity. First one will be push marketing, okay, and second one will be pull marketing. Let's talk about push marketing first. So for push marketing, I would say this will be, let's say when we go to conventional marketing, will be billboard ads, newspaper ads, radio ads, and so on. Because push marketing is all about creating awareness. Okay, so from here, what in digital marketing side, what is the push marketing that available? Of course, Facebook is something that we almost log in every day, or the first thing that when we wake up, this will be something we look on it. And of course, for youngest, we use Instagram more. Okay, so for second, we got Google Display Network. Okay, so what is Google Display Network? If you happen to browse those newspaper website, or like let's say Sinju, China Press, Berita Harian, right, or so on and so forth, right? So you might see that there is some display advertising. Let's say sometimes you see Samsung advertisement, sometimes you see McDonald, right, and so on. So those placement is a placement where Google and the website owner collaborate together to put the advertisement over there. So the website owner will lend a space to Google, and Google will decide what kind of advertisement to put on the website itself. Okay, so once when people click on it, Google will do a profit sharing with the website owner. So that's the reason why those websites they actually want to place those Google placement, and let Google help them to find advertiser to coming in. Okay, then followed by remarketing. So remarketing would the kind of ads that when you come into this website before, suddenly after you leave, their ads is actually coming on all the time. Let's say for example, before pandemic, what is the most frequent industry that always do this? First, airline, right? Like Air Asia is everywhere last time. Or you go to booking.com or Agoda, those you will also facing the same situation where you just go to see this hotel. After you leave this hotel, when you go Facebook or you go every place, you will keep seeing all kind of this so-called remarketing. So remarketing in Google it called remarketing, in Facebook it called retargeting. Both of them is based on cookies basis, which means they will actually place a cookies on your mobile phone or in your laptop or desktop. So from there, they actually know that you come to visit my site before, and they will keep showing you the ads again and again, because they want to see increase the chances where to make you come back to their website again to make a purchase, or to make a decision to inquire or not to inquire. Okay, then followed by Gmail ads. In the promotion tab, you will see there is a few ads showing AD over there. So if you are not aware, you can go to your Gmail, okay, go to the promotion tab, and there will be some ads over there. Okay, so this is also awareness, and followed by YouTube ads, which equivalent to TV ads nowadays. Okay, and if you are running a mobile application and you want to promote your app to more people or to your customer, existing customer, and so on, right? So universal app campaign is the one that help you all to improve that. And followed by TikTok. Okay, so why I put coming soon here is, as we as an agency, we usually helping businesses to run their digital marketing ads like Facebook ads, Google ads, and so on. So for TikTok, is something coming soon that we are exploring, right? Okay, so after we talk all about push marketing, which is you in who will use push marketing usually is your objective is to get more awareness of your product or services to the target market you want. Okay, so this is what usually people think. Okay, but there is always another option called pull marketing. Okay, what is pull marketing? So if you're able to see at the small photo at the bottom, right? Pull marketing is like now you as a business in the black one, you are actually gaining a magnet to attract those prospect customer or client to come to you automatically when they have the intention. Okay, pull marketing is all about intention. So people won't simply go to Google to search for something. They will only go there to search for something when they got the intent to know more or got the intent to look for that particular product or services. Okay, so from here in pool marketing side, we got a few solution over here. First, search engine optimization, which we call SEO. Okay, so search engine optimization is something for you all to let's say now you go to google.com.my and you will see some ads on the top, right? AD. So that is Google search ads, and Google search ads is based on pay-per-click concept, like what I mentioned just now, cost per click or pay-per-click concept. Okay, and the shopping ads is also something that you show on top. So let's say when you search for product basis, so now you will see those Lazada or Shopee is always on the Shopee shopping ads to show those photo of the product itself. Okay, so after these two all is based on pay-per-click concept. And what is search engine optimization, SEO? SEO is something that will appear after all these ads, and you will got a lot of search result that you are actually want to look for information, right? So search engine optimization is a process to let Google to understand that the keyword that you are targeting and the website that you want to bring them in is relevant and is trustworthy enough. So Google will automatically rank you according to whatever process that you're actually doing. Okay, so in pool marketing, we have these three different solutions. Okay, so next, after I'm talking about so much on pull marketing, push marketing, maybe you are still might be blur a bit. I still not sure what is suitable for my business accordingly. Okay, so now this is the IDA funnel model. So you all can look on this IDA model. So IDA mean attention, also called as awareness. Then second is interest. Then third is desired. And last is action. So you will see from this IDA model is a funnel, right? So on the funnel on top, why most of the people think that okay, if I want to get more client to buy my service or buy my product, right? I should do more awareness. So technically is correct. Everyone need to do awareness in order from A to go to A. Okay, from the attention to go to the action. Okay, but that based on the whatever solution that we have online, right? There is actually some I would say is a hack lah, right? So based on our experience in the industry itself, let's say if I do not have a huge budget because maybe my revenue that I able to generate per month right now is also not high enough, right? So I wouldn't able to spend whatever higher than a certain percentage of my revenue. Okay, I think this is one of the most concern from SME when you all want to make decision either to spend or not to spend. If I spend too much, maybe I will have cash flow problem and so on. Okay, so now if I only got very little budget, where should I actually go from? Okay, or where should I start from? So from here, so if you got very limited budget, right? So would you go to spend on a place where it actually take longer time from the from the attention or from the awareness to another action? Okay, maybe from that point of view, you might not able to sustain because you have been spending too much, but you can't get the result or can't get the outcome in a short time, right? So maybe it will actually hurt your cash flow. Okay, so today, if you are SME where didn't try any digital marketing before, or you want to get a faster route to get some performance or to get some positive ROI in digital marketing, so this is what I always suggest. Okay, start with I and D directly. Don't start with A. Okay, if you are very new, start from I and D first. So on I and D, what we have, we got Facebook and Instagram also here, and search engine optimization also can be here, and Google search ads also can be here, and remarketing also can be here. Okay, so when we start on this place, which is you only target on people already show interest, okay, or the people already desired to want to buy for certain thing. So why I say something like this is something like a hack is because let's say in this four option, right, how if we only use Google search ads plus a combination of remarketing. Okay, so just now remember when I talk about pull marketing, right, what's so special about pull marketing is Google search only focus to target on people who have clear intention on what they actually want. So sometimes it may be interest, sometimes they might be already desired, depend on situation. Okay, or they are actually coming from attention. So they keep seeing your Facebook ads, your competitor Facebook ads talking about this particular product or service. So it trigger them come to Google to search for more option, or they want to learn more from there. So after here, they go to Google to search for something, and happen that you are running Google search ads and we are targeting based on, let's say, general keywords. So this is the timing where to cut in to the process where skip the process of awareness and go directly to interest and desire. Okay, so which means the way of the sales process is already at the half. So you need to show how people should buy from you, or how you're going to target them accurately, and from there you actually get them to turn them become an action. Okay, so to the action can be a form inquiry, can be a WhatsApp, can be a Facebook Messenger, live chat, phone call, direct email, e-commerce purchase, and so on, right, depend on your business. Okay, so today, let's say you are very new to digital marketing. I will suggest start directly and disperse instead of go directly to the first one, unless you have a huge marketing budget where you already plan to do something in long term, or you think that my industry might not work if I go directly because people only trust on big brand and so on. Then that, yes, that is correct. So but I just based on overall, let's say you are from a SME, right? What is the best way to start digital marketing with a small budget and so on? So could do using this method. Okay. So if you all have any question, feel free to ask. Okay, so next, right? So just now after I explained what solution that we have, and yeah, so now I actually compound some of the industry where it might be suitable for a first timer more. Okay, more suitable, which means the chances to fail is also lesser. Okay, so here is main Facebook and Google ads, right? So for Facebook ads, what is the most suitable solution to go for Facebook if you are in this industry? Okay, example, if you are business to consumer product, okay, of course, Facebook is a good place to let you to target those group of people. Second, product or service that is based on current trend. So example, so let's say today, the industry trend, let's say for F&B, is all people go to food delivery instead of doing walk-in and so on because of COVID-19, right? So what can do on F&B industry is, if they eventually previously they didn't do, but now they finally explore a way to do delivery. Okay, so now if you're running a Facebook ads, so basically the chances for people will convert is also higher, because that is what most people is doing right now. Okay, so other than F&B, right, F&B like restaurant, or you are selling a F&B product, which means you can ship directly, is let's say is what is it, frozen food and so on, or ready to eat product, right? Then from there you actually can using Facebook to promote this. Okay, and followed by personal skill preview course. So during pandemic, a lot of people lost their job and so on, so people who constantly looking for improve their skill and so on with the budget that they still have lah. So in during this pandemic, this might be work very well because everyone want to upskill their personal skill or their strength. Okay, and of course, like something like fashion or apparel would also more focus or more suitable on Facebook. Okay, so next we have Google Ads. Okay, so for Google Ads, first thing that most of the time, I would say most of the time, what is suitable for using Google Ads is if you're running a business to business, you're running a B2B business. Okay, if you're running a B2B businesses, I would say congratulations because Google Search Ads is one of the most easiest way to target them with the lowest fee. Okay, because if imagine you are running a B2B but you want to go using Facebook to promote them, so first thing the challenge will be how am I going to target the people that at particular industry and so on, because their hobbies might be same as the other people from different industry. But if today you come to search, is because you got that particular needs that you want to source for supplier and so on, you go to Google search and happen then it appear, right? So if whatever you showing to the prospect is convincing, they will actually fill up the inquiry form, and you will receive the inquiry form and set up appointment with them through virtually and so on, right? So B2B is one of the most suitable on Google Ads. Then followed by business to consumer, B2C service. Okay, B2C service are not product. So if you are running a B2C service and especially you are essential and so on, this is also one of very good news. Let's say example, we do have a lot of industry where they are come from different B2C industry. Let's say dental. Okay, we do have dental. So dental is one of the industry where throughout the lockdown, the MCO, FMCO, whatever O is there, they are still operating. And during this situation, how do they maintain their crowd? Because people no longer will pass by their shop lot and so on, right? So people only rely on when they have this intention. Now I having a toothache, right? So I will go to Google to search for that dental clinic near me or dental clinic in certain area. Okay, so from here, if you are running a lot of essential one, B2C, right? This one B2C service is also something very suitable. And of course, emergency service. So just now, the example I give is pretty much the same also lah. If you are running a battery replacement service, okay, so emergency service is also something that is suitable, right? I see No Hayati post that tourism industry. So tourism industry, I think at this moment, because of the restriction, we really couldn't do anything on this. So this is something that maybe if we can actually check from Google Ads. I do have some hotel client as well in Cameron, right? So do they actually can't operate during all this while, or they even need to temporarily close down until the situation allowed, right? So from here, when the situation able to resume, so it's actually one of the placement that can always consider lah. So I see there is someone like UT post about florist. Yes, florist got plenty of demand over on Google itself, and we do actually see that there is a lot of different change in behavior. Like last time, people do search for location because they want to go to that location to buy. But when MCO started last year, right? I do some keyword research 1 to 2 months after that. We do see the behavior have been changed. The location keyword drop a lot, but people will directly search florist delivery online, florist delivery KL, and so on, right? So let me look on the result. So I see 1% is from F&B, 2% is from 22% is from retail, and professional service we got 22, and the rest got 44%. Okay, so I think the biggest one is others, which is your type in the chat box one, and we got Maslan, healthcare, wellness, and nutrition, right? So all these things you all can depend on your industry to see is there in the list. If you're not in the list and you're still not sure why, maybe you all can ask further and I will try to answer it. Okay, so here still got a lot lah. We still got software, right? If you're running a business software or personal software, we will always Google or one thing, but sometimes Facebook also can. Or you are running a certified professional course. Let's say you are B2B and you are targeting on business who take out this professional course with cert and so on, right? So Google Ads is a good choice also. Or you're doing a OEM manufacturing, debt collection, pets grooming, arts product, cleaning, and so on. So much of different industry that can work, right? As long as there is demand on Google search, there is opportunity, right? Okay, next. So there is also certain industry where it's suitable to run as a first timer in digital marketing. You can run as a combo Facebook and Google directly. Okay, so first, real estate property. So if you are a developer or you are a property agent, right? Facebook and Google is also suitable, right? Second, education. Okay, education is something no matter what pandemic, it actually couldn't stop education industry. They will only change the method to do the education. Like right now, education, now we do have an increase of education clients started to go online to do e-learning and so on directly. Although previously they have to do face-to-face. Okay, food delivery. Okay, on Facebook or Google also can, because if they come to Google, which means they already have intention. Or if on Facebook, which means you want to trigger those people might have this kind of interest or preference on certain type of food. Okay, and courier service, right? Go for Google, go for Facebook, both also will work very well. Depend on the current situation, right? Okay, so all of this is some of the guideline for you all to see which one is more suitable for me, depend on whatever I mentioned just now or explained just now on pull marketing and push marketing. Okay, so now I go furthermore in depth. So if I talk about Google search ads, why you are suitable here? First is because Google search ads is always by intention. Okay, as long as your product or service, there is people search for that, you actually got the opportunity to target them or to convert them into a sales lead or convert them to become a customer or client. Second, it will able to predict by data. Okay, so later I will show what data is that. Then third, much more flexible. Okay, flexible as in you can choose who you actually want to target, and you also can let's say you are running promotion, then from time to time you actually can change your promotion easily. Then last, do not require to constant change on advertising content. Example, Facebook, right? So just now I see a few of you do post that you are running Facebook ads. So if you happen to running ads on social media, right? So you will know one of the thing is to change my content or change my approach very frequently is something that we always need to think and need to plan on that one. But on Google Search Ads, because we are targeting different people almost every day, but sometimes it do come back the same people search for the exactly the same thing. But due to the nature of Google search, for people come to Google search, you do not require to constant change if your current advertising copy is working very well. All right. Okay, so first, so if we are talking about by intention, okay, example, so just now I explained a bit already. So let's say today you are staying around Ampang, right? So your intention will be, I'm looking for some dental clinic nearby me. So I will search dental clinic Ampang. And here you will see some apps actually pop up, right? So from here you will read whatever they do. Okay, our doctor, dental clinic in Ampang, why, and so on. So if you can't get sufficient information, you might click in to see more information before you make decision, either want to visit them or not. Okay. Okay, so another example, plumbing services Subang Jaya. So this one is the emergency example I mentioned just now. If today you are staying in Subang Jaya and you urgently looking for a plumbing services, right? So it appear and the chances or the sales cycle to convert is actually much more faster, or even can happen within an hour's time, or even directly after you talk about the phone, right? They call you, they confirm directly, you can come to my house to repair because my uh, water is leaking, or so on, my pipe is leaking. Okay. Next, let's say you are a manufacturer, right? So when people won't simply go to search for noodle manufacturer if they are end user, right? So those people who search for that, either they are running a restaurant business that they need to get supply from noodle supply, right? They come to search and the ads pop up. Okay. Or you are providing a warehouse service. Okay, same, you will see some ads over here. Okay, second, we talk about predictable by data, right? Okay, predictable by data. So let's say this one, I use a very interesting example, RTK antigen test. Okay, so this is something that only start to have some searches starting from October last year, okay, because of COVID, okay, and starting on January, it started suddenly actually boom up to top, and you can see the searches here is actually more than near to 60 to 70,000 per month. Okay, so from here you can see predictable through Google Keyword Planner. There is a tools by Google called Keyword Planner. From here, it actually can forecast, not to forecast, to see the past 12-month result. This is the past 12-month average monthly searches. So from here, you actually can see that what is the demand for this product. Are they going up or they are going down? So on the bottom here, you all can see individual keyword. The entire trend is going up very fast. Okay. So from here, you actually can know that, okay, the product or the service that I'm providing or selling, is there any market now? So here show that there is very huge opportunity. And the good thing is when you look at the competition, right, it's actually a very low competition, which means high demand but no very low supply. So if you are have lubang to running that particular business, this is a very big opportunity for you all to explore. Okay. Okay, so other than searches itself, it also can give you some data such as location. Okay, location here you can see, let's say I put Malaysia as the location, so you can see like 37% of them who search is from Selangor, and 25% they search is from KL. So Klang Valley alone contribute up to 60% of the searches, 23,000 already, then followed by Johor, followed by Sabah, followed by Penang, followed by other state. So let's say today your business is very location based, you couldn't go far than your state or a certain city. So in that sense, in digital marketing, no matter it's Facebook or Google, one of the good thing is you can actually target accurately based on the location that you can target. So let's say you found out that certain industry is very competitive and you required a very huge budget to start. So in that sense, you actually can choose to target starting from your location. Let's say now I'm located in Petaling Jaya, okay, but the product or the services that I'm going to target is very competitive. I don't have so much budget. So what you can actually do is to niche down your location. Instead of targeting KL and Selangor, can I target only on PJ first, right? So because sometimes if the location from the buyer and seller is nearer, the chances that people either to believe or they will evaluate, or if anything happen, I still can go to approach them or to visit them and so on. So this might affect one of the consideration for your prospect. Okay, so we can based on this kind of method to do or to plan your digital marketing. Okay, after the location, you also can target or to know where they actually search all these things. So from here it shows that 79% of people who search for RTK antigen test, right, is using mobile. Okay, so what does this mean? So if this is the case, you have to make sure your website that going to land people to is mobile friendly. If you happen to get people to a site where it's not mobile friendly, or they in mobile it take to load more than 3 seconds 4 seconds, right, so it would actually affect the overall conversion. right? Or the experience, people wouldn't want to see a site where it's not friendly or not responsive to see at all, or the word too small or the word too big and so on. So this is an indicator for us to plan whatever we're going to show to the prospect is correct. Okay, so next, so I show another example over here. So let's say I take a very demanding industry during COVID also, debt collection. So a lot of people might be have a lot of bad debt where they need to use debt collection company to get back. So from here, you also can see that individual keyword, it actually can show you how many people actually search for that. Debt collection Malaysia, 320 average monthly searches. Debt collection agency Malaysia, 210, right? But happen that the demand is actually dropped a lot, like you can see from top it dropped to here, right? So which means during this, maybe the demand of this industry, people also wouldn't want to use a debt collection due to the situation itself. Okay, same. Or you can look on the location. Okay, UT, I see. Where can I find all these searches analytics? So UT, all this data is using Google Keyword Planner. Okay, we are using Google Keyword Planner. So Google Keyword Planner, it actually got a free version or is for existing Google advertiser. So let's say if you're advertiser, then you can see the detailed searches like 320, 210, 110, and so on. But if you do not spend anything on Google yet, the data that you see will be 10 to 100, 100 to 1000, and so on. But then if you are actually engaging agency like us, we actually after we understand your business, we will help you to do all this keyword research to find whatever keywords that is relevant to your business, right? Hope I answer your question, Yuti. And of course, in the market, there is also other third-party tools there to do all this research. But throughout my experience in the industry, because if let's say we want to use this data for ads and so on, I will still believe Google Keyword Planner more because Google own the system itself, and all those system is also provided by Google, and I believe that it will provide more accurate data from Google itself because they own this. Okay. Okay. So for pool marketing, what type of business is suitable or much easier to succeed? Okay. So like just now I mentioned, B2B service and B2B product is also suitable, and B2C service and higher margin product, or a product with a normal margin, but you all can get people to spend more per sales. Okay. So what type of business is very challenging for using pool marketing like Google search, SEO, all those? Okay, first thing I would say is e-commerce, right? Because for Google search, they charge based on pay-per-click. Let's say for your industry is very competition, the cost per click is extremely high, right? So by using Google search to get business, then probably you need to make sure you will have a higher lifetime value, or you need to calculate the lifetime value, or you need to sell more expensive product in using Google search. Okay, or you are a product where need an extremely long closing cycle, so you might not so suitable to use Google search ads, or you may consider SEO, right? Or product or service with very low profit margin and no repeat sales, or couldn't get them to buy more also. So that one you might need to use other solution like push marketing and so on. Okay, so now I would like to share one case study from some clients that we are running. Okay, so this company is actually a ISO certification company. The company called Easy ISO. Okay, so this is a testimonial that they gave to us. Okay, so for this company, first they are actually running Google search ads, as you all can see here, right? So first we start with the return on investment, where at very beginning I tell you all this is something that need to measure and so on. So like after measure, the return on investment is actually 1,121 percent of return on investment. So they are gaining a revenue of 370,000 with an investment of 33,000. Okay, so this figure or this revenue is not 1 to 2 months, but it's 13 months data. Okay, it's based on the 13 months data, and it's still ongoing ads that we are helping this client to run. So they run a Google search ads, right? Throughout the entire campaign, they receive more than 550 sales inquiry from Google search ads alone. Okay, and with our marketing landing page. So if you all want to see how the landing page look like, you all can just go to search www.easyiso.com.my. Okay, so what they do, they target the keyword something like ISO 9001, or they target keyword like ISO consultant. So after people clicking in, it will actually go to the landing page that we built for them and getting them to fill up inquiry to them up to 550 inquiry. And from there, it actually the actual sales that close to bring them up to 370,000 sales revenue. From here, this one go back to the example I mentioned just now, is this one B2B, and they got one advantage is their selling sales value is actually higher. Okay, which means their margin is higher than normal product. So you all will able to see only with 33,000 they would actually get back up to 370,000 revenue. It's not a profit but a revenue. So end of the day, you can measure yourself. Okay, if I do this, my return on investment have to be minimum 500% or 600% and so on. But if you're up to certain percentage, which means confirm you are making a very good profit from here. So the return on investment is something that you all need to calculate yourself based on your industry to measure how many percent do I require to make a profit. All right. Next, another. This is also a B2B industry, right? B2B industry. They are steel fabrication company. Okay, so they also get 1,200% of return on investment. So with gaining a revenue of 120,000 with only investment of 10,000. Okay, so they are running a 5 months campaign on Google Search Ads. They receive more than 40 sales inquiry from Google Search by our marketing landing page, and we successfully from the 40 we convert 10% of them, which is 4 of them, into the actual sales. Okay, and out of the 4, one of the sales secure and turn into a long-term recurring, become a long-term recurring customer, which means that they are actually helping the businesses to create a sample for them. So after the client look at the sample, they agree to have a long-term contract with them to supply the metal product to them every month. Okay, so on B2B, this is the advantage where to spend at the lesser fee, but depend on the competition. For this industry, the competition is not so much, right? So it's at the medium competition. So they actually have quite a good closing rate by just having 40 inquiry and 10% closing rate from inquiry to sales, and happen that they able to generate a very good revenue from here. Okay, so we target keywords such as steel fabrication in KL and steel fabrication in Selangor and so on. All right. Okay, so after we go on the pull marketing, so now we go on the push marketing itself, right? So if you are running Facebook, you are thinking you still prefer Facebook. So who is suitable for Facebook ads? So first one, target audience who doesn't search. Okay, so I do know that certain audience, they actually do not have the behavior that go to Google to search. They rather ask their friend, or they rather based on whatever they see on Facebook or Instagram, and they decided to proceed from there. Okay. So second, target audience from 25 years and above, right? So let's say we are talking about Facebook ads alone, exclude Instagram ads. Certainly, you want to target on a certain group of people. Like Facebook, almost everyone is here, so this is a thing indicator for you lah, right? For Instagram, it might be lower, and let's say for TikTok that I mentioned just now, and it's even much more lower. Okay, starting from 15 and above. So we also have, if you are launching a new product or a new service where got no market demand at all, right? Which means no people will know the assistant of this product, right? So with this situation, you should use Facebook ads to promote it, to create awareness and let people know. You have to go to the full funnel, you have no choice, but you have to do that if you are running a new product or service. Or you need to lower down your cost per lead. Example, you are using Google to run, but then it actually give you a high cost per lead, which it actually cannot help you to balance up with your profit margin and so on. So Facebook might be a choice because like just now I mentioned, Facebook charge by cost per thousand. Every thousand times you appear, you charge with a fee. So in this case, either you create some special campaign to get more people that will attract to you, right? Like promotion, or you get something else like your selling point, or to get people to aware about that and get people to contact you. Okay, so what type of business is very challenging for using push marketing or Facebook ads? So niche market product or service, which means your that market particular is very hard to target them because it's very specific. Example, I want to target people who want to buy a crane. Okay, so let's say the people who need crane is only on the construction industry. So how do we able to target them if we are using Facebook ads? It can be target, but the chances and the challenges is very high. Okay, so second, premium price product or services. All these challenging, right? I'm using from a new joiner to digital marketing, which means you have no experience for running any digital marketing. So if you start with this, it might give you a very tough time for managing all these things. Premium price product or service. Okay, so if you are targeting on this one, so if you want to directly go to the second funnel, which is target on the interest and desire, right? So less likely you will able to success. Most probably, if you use this as an awareness, it will actually help you to gain a certain awareness over here. Okay, so third, business with no unique selling point, which means your business and you couldn't differentiate your own business with other people business, is everything is the same and your price maybe is even higher than that, right? Why I say so is because if once you're running on Facebook ads, the moment a prospect or a user see one ads from that particular industry, Facebook will push second, third, fourth, fifth, all the same industry to you, to the user, to see all those different ads. So imagine if your company or your business do not have a specific unique selling point, or do not have an obvious selling point, right? That will be waste of money because you will get inquiry, but none of them will be closed. Okay. Then last but not least, business without dedicated PIC for Facebook sales inquiry. Okay, so this one I explain why. For when you're running Facebook ads, right, most of the people actually expect very fast response. That's why they love to use Facebook to do inquiry and so on, because they feel that they can almost talk with you immediately. So let's say you are running a business where you do not have any headcount to look under to reply those Facebook inquiry, and you want to run ads, right? So this will be very tough time also. Or you are the only one to run the business and you will always busy on your work itself, right? So this will also one of very challenge situation where I will not suggest you all to go for Facebook ads because it require very fast response. Okay, so just now I actually share about the testimonial or the case study for the pull marketing. So now I share about some case study for push marketing that we actually run. Okay, so this case study is actually for Anakku, right? So maybe you all know this, heard this brand or buy their product before. So we run a Facebook lead generation campaign. Okay, so what we do is, what the mechanism is, they actually provide a newborn checklist and cash voucher to first-time mothers who sign up. Okay, so we actually build a landing page for them. So we run Facebook ads, and people saw see the advertisement itself. People will click in because we are actually giving a free checklist for those new mothers, first time mothers. Okay, and on top of that, they also give cash voucher to get those people to buy in their outlet. Okay, so throughout the campaign, it actually generate 800,000 of impression, and it generate 33,000 of clicks over the campaign. And with this 33,000 of clicks, right, they actually get 10,000 of name lists with this advertising campaign. It equivalent to 29% of conversion rate, which is extremely high. So this is one of the interesting case study where if you're running a business where you think that you want a very big group of database to do further marketing, to send them EDM and so on, right? So this is one of very good way to get 10,000 of name lists for people to give you the name, their email address, and their mobile number. Okay, with this kind of campaign. Okay, so second case study that I would like to share here is a combination of push and pull that I mentioned just now, as they are running the combination of push and pull, and they are a property developer. Okay, so this property developer, they run 7 months of Facebook and Google lead generation campaign. So same, we create a landing page for them, and it's a new condo from 358,000. Okay, so with this investment, they invest 150,000 over the 7 months. So with this, they actually get up to 10,000 return on investment, because they actually generate a revenue of 15 million from here, because out of the 4,466 sales inquiry from the ads, right, Google ads and Facebook ads, right, 42 of them actually turn into actual sales, which means they purchase the unit itself. Okay, so from here, which means a lot of people, they might say, oh, okay, if now I need to invest 150,000, is a very high cost for me, right? If let's say you are coming from an industry where your selling price is few 100,000, like certain B2B industry is a deal can take up to millions and so on, right? So with this, you actually need to calculate from a different perspective to see what is my ideal sales conversion rate that I can do with 4,400 clicks, sales inquiry. What is the percentage that I actually can close and so on? Or as long as I meet the minimum sales conversion rate, I actually can get a very positive return on investment. Okay, so hope all this case study actually give you all more idea how it actually works, and how what is the result that usually people will actually businesses will get. Okay, so now we go to the third no. Okay, know what to show to your potential client. Okay, so there is also a question that you all can answer over here. Okay, do you know what is the unique selling point of your business? So just now you all might see that during the Facebook section, right? I do talk about, if you do not know what is your unique selling point, right? That is a very critical thing. If you plan to run Facebook ads, but you do not have, or you do not know either one, right? That will be very serious, as in whatever that you're going to spend there, you will have very tough time to convert them into sales, because the competition is very high on Facebook itself. You able to see when your ads appear, that also means that up to another 10 competitor is showing their ads to the same group of people. Okay, so now I will share a few best practice over here. So I will share landing page. I will share for Facebook. Let's say, what does that mean? Because not every business required to use landing page to uh, to get a business. Okay, certain of you might running Facebook ads. You all mentioned running Facebook ads just now. You all might didn't own any e-commerce website, right? But you are selling product, and most of the time, how you close the sales is close through Messenger or close through WhatsApp and so on, right? So I will share a few best practice where on landing page, on Facebook reply, and on e-commerce store. Okay, so hopefully I cover most of the industry. So first, we go into landing page best practice. Okay, so here is some of the example of the landing page that we actually built for our client. So first one is the Easy ISO I showed to you all just now, right? So they are ISO certification company. So they help businesses to get their company ISO 9001. Okay, so with this, you will see there will be some key detail, right? Key detail or information on the top, then after that followed by an inquiry form, then followed by the services that they provide, and they even put a FAQ, and they have some call to action and why choose us, and some testimonial, some clientele, and call to action again. So we go to the second one. It's a payroll software. Okay, so you see the concept, most of the concept is almost same. So the slogan payroll make easier. Then after that they show that they actually get certified by LHDN, KWSP, SAPSO, and so on, right? Then after that they also show that they got government matching grant up to 5,000 over here. Okay, and followed by their features of their software, then why choose them, and features again, and inquiry form, and client testimonial. Okay, so next is a company doing sculpture. Okay, doing sculpture, like you can see at the middle here. So it's a customized service. So they will have one key message: sculpting your ideas into tangible reality. So whatever people coming in from Google search, they are looking for this service. So coming in, it actually tell them we actually can do whatever and turn your idea to become a tangible product. Okay, so followed by some selling point, or some selling point, then inquiry form, and showcase some of the product that they can do, and about us at the bottom. Okay, so this one they didn't show any client portfolio and so on, because what we can do here is already something that they previously do. So people, when they look on it, they will see, oh, this is the credibility of you, or this is the portfolio that you can do. Okay, last but not least is a coring company, where they sell those coring equipment to make a hole on the wall, or a concrete wall. Okay, so this one they do mentioning all their product over here, and the bottom they actually selling service, what kind of service they can do, and the inquiry form is actually at the bottom. I'm blocking that, right? Inquiry form with this. So from here you all can see in here there is three B2B businesses. Okay, the first one, ISO certification, is B2B. For payroll software, B2B. So for this sculpting company is B2C or B2B. It can be both. Then the last one for the concrete coring company, definitely they are targeting on B2B more, which means targeting on construction company and so on. So we go to next. Okay, so after you're seeing all those example over there, right? Okay, what is the best practice that you all need to know on landing page? Or this is something that as a business or as a marketing manager itself, this is something that you all need to ready, no matter you're running ads for yourself, or you are engaging a agency to run digital marketing campaign for you all. First, you need to identify who is your audience, or who you want to talk to. This is also mean that who is your target market, target customer that you actually want. And after you identify this, right, make sure you have a very solid hero message. We call it hero message, which means that is very important thing, the first thing that people coming into your landing page, and this is what people going to see. Okay, so design a hero message and hero image to create memory hook, to make them remember you after they look at your advertisement or your landing page coming in. Because please bear in mind, when you're running a landing page or you're running an ads, most of the time the prospect will actually compare a few. You less likely you are the only one to consider for, right? So you need something to make them memorize your brand or your message or whatever that you're actually providing. Okay, so some example over here, based on just now example. So first, this one, easy ISO. Get your ISO certification within 1 month at the lowest fee, starting from 11,800. So for this, they are very clever, because they know that for people who want to get ISO certified, time is a very critical thing that people will choose, for people to choose a ISO agency. So second is the price itself. So starting at the lowest fee, so they put that lowest fee, which means they are very confident that their fee is very competitive. So second one, the sculpting company, like here, just now the one I mentioned. Then the bottom one is property developer, right? So for here, they have a slogan, a home is where family, love, and unity are built. Okay, so from here, they mention a few points, which is freehold residence. Second, VP at March 2022. So those people who are very concerned on when they can uh, shift in, move in, and so on, then the time would be something that is relevant to them. Okay, and inquire now to enjoy total saving up to 559,000 rebate. Okay, so probably this is a luxury condo where at least 1 million and above, so that they can discount so much. Okay, and right hand side is a education client. Okay, cultivating the potential in every child through education. Let's say the one who's searching this is a parent. Okay, is a parent. So of course, for parent, they want to they want to imagine that after they coming to the course or the class itself, how their children can achieve and so on. So this very focus that they want to target and talk to the parents itself. Okay, second, unique selling point and key selling point. Okay, so again, this is something I mentioned just now, and it's very critical. If without all these things, right, no matter what kind of ads you're running Facebook ads, you're running Google ads, and so on, it would also lead to failure of your campaign if you do not look into your unique selling point and key selling point. Okay, so I have to repeat this one because we do have a lot of prospect come to us telling us they want to achieve this and that. But then when we check about, okay, if you are compared to this company, what so special about your service or what so special of your product, but they couldn't answer anything, right? So this means that no matter they look for which type of digital marketing agency or you hired very strong digital marketer, right? They will also fail is because this is not the this is not a digital marketing problem, but this is a marketing problem where they didn't take care or consider to create a proper unique selling point for your business or key selling point to highlight how you can be different from other. Okay, so here is some example, right? So some of here, this is a fitness certification company, which means provide certification for fitness. So here actually got up to 6 different point to talk to their audience. Okay, so from here you actually can see that the more option the better, because when you identify your target market, right, sometimes you actually target a lot of different group of people. So if you only got one or two selling point, right, it might not able to answer all people query or make them do they want to inquire you or not. So the more selling point the better, or the more why choose us the better. So the bottom one is the payroll software, save time and effort, one of the cheapest HR software system. So for those people is price conscious, they will take this as an important point. Block charging model, because a lot of people charge based on per user, so it might be annoying for certain business who don't want to they always got one or two staff turnover for monthly basis, so it's very hassle for them, right? Okay, customizable, right? So this also give a point for consider for businesses who want a little customization on their software. Okay, and right hand side, okay, is the ISO certification company. You will say which certification partner they are, lowest fee, guarantee 100% passing rate, right? Fast within 1 month, lifetime online consultancy, and so on, right? Basic management with minimum paperwork. Okay, maintain your management system even after certified. So you all will see that here, this one, they work very well. Like this one is 1000% of the return on investment. It's also because of they have very solid uh, selling point where to increase the highest conversion rate and highest sales conversion rate. Okay. Third, design your own inquiry form according to your business need. Okay, this is also very important. Okay, so in here, you all will see there is a lot of different industry one. For the top one is for payroll software industry. So you will see they will ask what is the number of employees, and select your industry. So they put actually quite a number of industry over here. So why they want to do so is because whenever they receive the sales inquiry, they want to make sure that their salesperson got more information so that they know what to talk to their prospect. Okay, it's not like when I call, I only ask, oh, what industry are you from, how many employees do you have, and so on. So if you got the company name, you know how many employees they are, you can actually pre-prepare a lot of questions so that your sales person can actually having higher chances to convert them into sales. Okay, so for the bottom one is the steel fabrication I mentioned just now. They actually have a lot of different kind of fabrication. So they actually list down those commonly item that they can build. Okay, and the middle one is the example I showed just now also, right? You want concrete coring, or you want concrete cutting or pressure grouting services, PU injection service, and so on. Okay, and you would see that if you are running a B2B business, most of them we actually put company name as mandatory. Okay, and right hand side, this one just now I say combination of B2B and B2C. For the sculpting business, they didn't put company but only put name, email, phone number, and type of service, and message box for people to type in message. Okay, right? So this part is actually not so much on helping on marketing, but this part is actually helping for your sales person to have more complete information before they going to call the prospect that inquiry you. Okay, fourth, use the suitable way to explain your service or product to your client and customer. Okay, so example, I show a dental. So they actually providing that teeth whitening service. So we at very beginning we try some campaign, all with words, it actually doesn't run well. So we turn something into video, ask client to provide a short description on the video and explain are you suitable to teeth whitening or not. Okay, so this they use video. Second, this is a chiropractor, so they use some images plus some simple text for people to understand what service or what they actually can help. Okay, at the right hand side, their payroll software, so they cannot just use an icon. So they use combination of icon and a title and some description to describe what is the features of their payroll software. Okay, and next, leverage on your client or your customer review, testimonial, or showcase your clientele. Okay, so whatever thing that I mentioned right now, right, is all in the example of the landing page that I show you all just now on the first or second slide I mentioned. Okay, so this one is using in our own website. So we capture all those review from Google My Business. The Google Map there got actually one column is review. So we show this put on every page of our website. It will actually bring in all the review from Google My Business. From here, we don't need to update our review every time because it will auto update to the latest one. Okay. Next, this one will be the pre-read one. Like this one, they put their student testimonial, right? The students speak for them. And for the chiropractor one, the patient story, okay, what their patient say. Okay, or you do not have all those things, but at least you able to show what is your clientele. Okay, so if you are running a B2B business, this is easiest way to show your existing client or your top client. So if you're running a B2C services, right, so somehow you can show the testimonial of your user and so on. Okay, so to run a successful digital marketing, all those elements that I mentioned from number one to this, right, all is very important, as in all this help you to convert better or to achieve a higher conversion rate and higher sales conversion rate. Okay, so before I go into the Facebook part, any question that you all have, because I think this part, just now that part is very heavy, right? Hopefully you all can absorb whatever I mentioned just now. or get some takeaway from there. If you all have some any question on the best practice on the landing page part, feel free to type in the chat box. Okay, any question? If no, then new for the Facebook part. Wait a moment. Okay. Okay, so just now, second type, if you are running Facebook ads, maybe you are not landing your prospect to the landing page because you think that, oh, my prospect doesn't want to see so many information. They just want to talk with me immediately. Okay, so which means that when you're running Facebook ads, you are actually converting those people to the messenger box, which means you want to talk with the client. Okay, so talk with client is not that what they ask and what you reply. You actually also need to prepare some information or some template to ready or to automate this if you want to use some chat box and so on. So first, uh, on Facebook reply, whenever they come into the reply itself, always need to re-highlight what is the customer or your client major pain point. Okay, remind them the pain point again. Second, you need to remind or to showcase what is your unique selling point, or to show multiple selling point where can cover the different type of customer or client. Okay, and you may also use photo or video to further describe your product or services after they see your advertisement and they come to chat with you. Second, use pricing ladder strategy, which means if your product you only plan to have one, let's say you only plan to have one price point, right? So in Facebook it's very hard because you need to know you actually have a lot of competition over there, so people will compare price. So you might able to put, let's say if you are selling product, if you buy one, this is the price, but if you buy a few, you get a different price, or you buy a combo with different product, you get another price. So when you have different pricing strategy or different pricing ladder from low price to higher price but give more value, right? So it's not so easy for your customer to compare between other customer. If you only got one price, of course they will just compare the unique price. So even you actually sell in bulk in a cheaper price with a lower fee, but if you don't set like this, people wouldn't know and people will just compare and find the cheapest one to go for. Third, okay, also customer, client, and testimonial, right? So you all will see there will actually similar item that strategy that we are using, because end of the day when we are dealing with our prospect and so on, right, what they concern or what the formula is most of the time is very similar. Okay, even on Facebook it rely a lot on it help people to make decision whether they want to buy or not, because again you got a lot of competitor. So if you are the only one without review, or you are the only one with testimonial and review, of course you got the higher chances, or you are the only one do not have, then of course when they are choosing which product or comparing, you are the first one will be out. Okay, so fourth, have more urgency promotion. Let's say you post like the reply already talking about your price, all those things, your selling point, but people still doesn't respond or so on. So you can come up with something else. It's like, okay, if you purchase within these 3 days or these 2 days, right, you will entitle for free shipping promotion. Or you buy within this date, the price will be lower, but after this date the price will be increased, right? So it can also set some promotion like this. Okay, so that's all on Facebook. So this is the strategy that you can use Facebook if your business is rely on messages or WhatsApp. This can be used on Facebook reply or even WhatsApp reply or whatsoever. Or you want to turn this into your sales page for your salesperson also can. Which means when they contact client, try to highlight all those USP, or even try to understand from client what solution they actually need by asking more questions, so can be settled on the solution number one. Okay, same, any question that you all have before I go into the next one? If you all have, please type in the chat box itself. Okay, if no, then I shall continue. Okay, so next, e-commerce best practice. So I'm not sure for the participant today that you all are listening, right? Do any one of you is running e-commerce business? Okay, running e-commerce business. So now here is some of the best practice from e-commerce. Okay, first, attractive product description, copywriting, and design by image or video. Okay, so I'm not sure. Do you all always do e-commerce purchase, or do you all happen to go purchase from Taobao from China, right? So one of the thing that I see that in Malaysia in e-commerce industry, right, a lot of time company actually do not spend much effort to create some description images like this to mention out what is your selling point, or use photo to let people to have imagine how good is your product and so on. Because you all need to understand that when we running e-commerce versus your retail business, in retail business you have salesperson to explain to them clearly one by one. But if you come to e-commerce, sometimes people just read themselves without willing to talk with you via the chat room and so on. So people will based on whatever information you give to make decision, do they want to buy or not, or do they interest to understand more or not. Okay, so with all these things, this is a very best practice where let's say you're selling product, right? So you have all these things to telling people how good is your product. Second, so if you're also selling a product, so same here. Here we're talking about show how is the product, German technology, non-stick diamond pen, right? Heavy molding is the detail that make the difference, show different thing, and multi-layer. So you all will see they got multiple selling point over here to increase the chances that you want to buy or you don't want to buy. Second, second, competitive pricing. So when you come to e-commerce, okay, price is one of the most critical, I would say, right? But doesn't mean that you have to always be the cheapest. So if you can't be the cheapest, because some people they sell in sell lower than the cost price because they want to use that as a bait to get people in and buy more product, right? So if you do not have that advantage where you can be the cheapest, right, then you need to have more other selling point, like let's say you have loyalty point or not if people buy from you, or you have free shipping or not, or you have one-to-one exchange, or you have 7 days return policy and so on. Those things to help you, right? But if you are actually selling a exactly same brand product, which means you are selling a product that not produced by you but you are only a reseller, so pricing almost decide everything lah. I would say this is one thing that will affect really a lot. So if you are in that type of business, pricing is very important thing to consider. Third, free shipping upon a certain amount of purchase or spending. Okay, so if you are running an e-commerce purchase and you never set any free shipping module, right? This is something that you have to do immediately, because this is a very common expectation where the buyer would expect if I reach a certain amount, I would not want to pay for a shipping fee. Okay. Fourth, to automate your payment gateway instead of using manual payment. So I do see certain company they want to save some money, so they still asking people to show upload the banking slip and so on. So this is a big no because if without doing this, you will still need to do a lot of manual work, because the main thing for e-commerce is you need the e-commerce system to automate, right? You just automate the whatever process and spend time on doing the operation stuff, such as how to ship up your product, right? How to do all those things and so on. And digital marketing is help you to bring in more quality traffic or people who interested to buy your product. Okay, and one more thing, during payment, utilize the effectiveness of e-wallet rebate, such as like GrabPay, Boost, like Touch and Go, that they will always give a lot of discount. But you don't need to give your own discount, but rely on giving such kind of payment option so that they can earn point from there. Okay. Fifth, okay, you get free gift upon a certain amount of spending, or you have some purchase with promotion and so on. So again, e-commerce is something people will only buy based on themselves, whatever they see on their website. So if you're solely selling a product, if your product is not that attractive, or you want a better sales revenue from generated from your e-commerce store, you need to have this element so that when people are going through your e-commerce store itself, it will actually help people to buy more, or to purchase a specific product and with promotion so that they can purchase with a higher value. Okay, and last, customer review again. So you see, in the landing page, we also talk about customer review. In the Facebook reply, we also talk about the customer review. And even in e-commerce site, it's also the same. So if your website is a very new e-commerce and you do not have any customer review, right? So this is something that you need to spend time to do to give some benefits for people who willing to write review. Let's say if you write review for me, I give you 5% discount code in next purchase and so on, right? So at the same time, you actually can get them to review you and to get a second or recurrent purchase. Okay, so always reward your customer by providing their review on the product that they purchase. Okay. Okay, last but not least, after you all know the three no, right? Okay, three no. Again, let me see the three no. So first, how wait first know is know how to calculate your advertising cost and return on investment. Okay, second know is know where to target your potential client. Okay, which means choose which kind of platform, either Google or Facebook or YouTube or Instagram and so on, to target. After you know how to calculate, you know how to target. And the next important thing, where most of the time agency wouldn't help you that much, is because this is something where every businesses should focus on, or should know their selling point and so on, is know what to show to your potential client, which is whatever thing I covered just now, from landing page, okay, to landing page, to Facebook reply, and to e-commerce itself. Okay, so all these things is a very important stage where to have a better chance to get success case in your digital marketing journey. Okay, and last, after you equip with all this knowledge and all this know-how, right? And the next thing is get your sales team to close the sales. Okay, so this would be the four step where I would suggest you all to look into it, right? So if you all have more question, feel free to ask me more. Okay, so in terms of the information sharing wise, it already is the last slide for today. So the next thing that I'm going to talk today will be the matching grant for SME. Okay, as this today webinar program is an initiative with MDEC, right? So MDEC actually since last year February, it actually providing a grant called SME Digitalization Grant. Okay, so this is not a full grant, but this is a matching grant. Okay, what does matching grant mean? Matching grant, which mean how much you spend, and that will subsidize the another 50%. So example, the maximum of this matching grant is 5,000. So if you want to get the full grant or full amount of this grant, you spend 10,000, and MDEC BSN will subsidize the another 50%, right? Which means spend 10,000, they will get back 5,000 after after the service. Okay. So what is the requirement for this grant? Okay, so first, at least 60% Malaysian owned. So if Malaysian own less than this one, then it's not entitled. So this is the minimum one. Second one, your company is under SME category. Okay, so SME category, which means your let's say you are manufacturing your service, your classification of your company should within a certain number of revenue. So if your company revenue is among that, then you will not entitled for this, as this grant is mainly for SME, right? Then third, your business have to be at least operation for minimum 6 months. So if you are a new company that just operate for 3 months, 4 months, you have to wait for a few months more. Okay. So last but not least, they have been adjust this requirement. Previously, they are 100,000 annual sales revenue or sales turnover. So now they have been reduced to 50,000 to help more SME that can comply to this, which means annual 50,000, which means every month you only need to achieve how much? 12 months. Only every month your revenue need to achieve minimum 4,166 ringgit and you actually qualify. So in order to apply this grant, all these criteria need to be complied. Okay. And there is a range of document that required for this grant also. Okay, the application form, that one we will provide, then a copy of all those things. So this one you all can refer to the link my colleague actually share in the chat room for all this information.